Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're going to lift the lid on a technology that's pretty much everywhere in our daily lives, chatbots. We're going to go on a journey to see how they went from just basic scripts to the powerful AI brains we talk to for, well, just about everything these days.
Have you ever wondered how a chatbot goes from a simple hello to a really complex, flowing conversation? Well, it's not magic, even though it can sometimes feel like it. It's actually a super fascinating journey of code and data. All right, let's dive in. So, here's our game plan. We'll start with the absolute basics, the simple rule bot. From there, we'll see how they started to learn on their own and then how they began to truly understand what we're saying. After that, we'll look under the hood of today's modern AI agents and wrap up with the really important topic. How do we build all this power responsibly?
All right, let's kick things off at the very beginning. I'm talking about the most fundamental type of chatbot you can imagine. You can almost think of this as like the chatbot's ancient ancestor.
The logic here? It's actually super simple. The bot gets your message, it checks for specific keywords it's been told to look for, and then it just spits out a pre-programmed, scripted answer. That's it. A really simple, but hey, an effective place to start.
And here, you can actually see the code that makes this whole thing tick. It's just a simple if-then statement. You know, if the user types hello, then the chatbot prints out its pre-written response. The key thing to get here is that the bot isn't thinking, not at all. It's just playing a matching game.
Okay, so that's all well and good, but what happens when you ask a question the programmer didn't think of, right? The bot just breaks. And that's exactly where the next big step in this evolution comes in. The chatbot needs to learn.
And this right here, this shows the huge leap forward. This is the machine learning process. So instead of a programmer writing every single rule by hand, we start with tons of raw data. We're talking thousands of real conversations. We clean all that data up, feed it into an AI model to train it, and then that model can actually predict the best response. We've officially moved from simple matching to actual prediction.
So yeah, this is the game changer. The big idea is we stop programming every single possible response. Instead, we train the bot on mountains of real conversational data, and that lets it generate its own answers. It's learning from real-world examples, not just from a strict rulebook.
Okay, so predicting is cool, but we can go deeper. Let's talk about the next level of intelligence. Because it's not enough to just guess a good response. A truly smart bot has to understand what you actually mean.
And this is where something called natural language understanding, or NLU, enters the picture. A modern bot doesn't just see a bunch of words. No, it's actually looking for two really important things at the same time. Your intent, which is what you're trying to do, and the entities, which are all the key details in your message. So first up, intent. The bot has to figure out, okay, what's the user's goal here? Are you trying to book a flight, check the weather, or maybe just say hello? That's the intent.
And then, at the same time, it's doing what's called named entity recognition. It's basically pulling out all the specific, crucial details, the entities. So if your intent is to book a flight, the entities are going to be things like New Delhi and today. You see? The what, the where, and the when.
Now, to make sure the bot is really good at this, developers are always testing different AI models to see which one is the sharpest at spotting intents and entities. And you can see that right here in this chart. They tested 4 different models, and in this specific experiment, the one called the dense model came out on top. It was just the most accurate.
All right, this brings us right up to today, to the absolute cutting edge. We're talking about the tech that powers those super advanced AI assistants you're probably using every single day.
So at the very heart of these modern bots are what we call large language models, or LLMs. You can think of these as these massive, colossal AI brains. They've been trained on just an insane amount of text from the internet, and they're the engine behind tools like ChatGPT. This is what gives them that incredible ability to understand nuance and sound so human.
But here's the thing. What really makes them feel like you're having a real conversation? It's memory. A powerful LLM by itself can be weirdly forgetful. It treats every message like a brand new conversation. So developers use special frameworks to give these bots a memory, to let them recall what you just said. And that, right there, is the difference between a simple Q&A machine and something that can actually hold a conversation.
Okay, so we've built this incredibly powerful AI. It understands, it learns, it even remembers. But you know what they say?
With great power comes great responsibility. We absolutely have to make sure these things are built to be smart, safe, and secure.
To keep conversations from just going completely off the rails, developers often use this clever structure called a state machine. The best way to think about it is like a choose-your-own-adventure map, but for the conversation. It defines different stages, like a greeting state or a problem-solving state, and it maps out how the bot should move from one to the next. It just keeps everything structured and flowing logically.
And this is absolutely critical. A smart bot has to be a secure bot, period. Because as these things get more powerful, they become bigger targets for bad actors. Developers have to defend against all sorts of risks, things like prompt injection, where someone tries to trick the AI into doing something it shouldn't, not to mention data leaks and other vulnerabilities. Honestly, securing these things is a huge, ongoing challenge.
So at the end of the day, security just can't be an afterthought. It's not some box you check. Building a secure chatbot is about more than just technology. It's absolutely fundamental to earning and, more importantly, keeping our trust.
Wow. So from a simple if-then line of code to these giant AI brains with memory, what a journey, right? The evolution of chatbots has been just incredible. And it really leaves us with this huge, fascinating question for the future. Now that we have this amazing technology at our fingertips, what are the next big problems we should ask it to solve? Thanks so much for watching.